How's it going, guys? This is James from Butler Farms, and I'm coming to you today on a very cloudy, kind of nasty Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon now, and getting ready to put some plants in the ground. It's the time of year to plant fruit trees and to move fruit trees if you're going to do it, and got some rain that's on the way, which is good, and going to try to get most of them in the ground before the rain gets here tonight. But I was telling you in one of the last videos about some of my plans for the permaculture area, and to use fruit trees and bushes and those kind of things to cover that area. And went this morning and kind of hit the fruit growing bonanza, I guess you could say. Here locally and in most parts, especially in the southeast, there's farmer cooperatives, and here where I live, the co-op has gotten in fruit trees. And you know, I've talked about before how I'm not real crazy about buying fruit trees and things from big box stores, but the one thing about the local farmers co-ops is usually they source their fruit trees and bushes from more local sources. One thing that I've never been able to find out at Lowe's and Home Depot and things like that are where those fruit trees and bushes come from. And over the years I've struggled with them, as I've told you, with my blueberries. There's two bushes down there, the first two I ever planted up here, that are probably 7 or 8 years old now, and there's almost no production on them at all. And so they're just kind of in the way. They're just kind of taking up space, and those are two that I bought from a big box store. They're a known variety, but I have no idea what stock they came from, or where they were grown, or you know, for what growing zone they're for. With the farmers co-op, for instance, here in central Alabama, the farmers co-op that I went to this morning, it sources its stuff from a nursery here in Alabama, in North Alabama. So these, I've bought these before. I have them around, and they're not ready to bear fruit yet. They're still kind of young, but over the last 2 or 3 years after they've been planted, they have grown. They have they're really starting to take off now, and here in the next couple of years I fully expect to start harvesting fruit. And each year I try to add a few more in different places around, instead of doing it all at once. I just obviously financially that's kind of tough to do, and with the time restraints I have, so I add them when I can. So I was just going to bring you a little short quick video of what I got this morning, and then show you the fruit bonanza that I got from my dad's this morning. So I'm going to turn you around here and let you see what we've got. These are the 4 trees that I went and got this morning. Now when I take you on the tour of the what I'm doing with my fruit, right now I've got 4 pear trees in a certain part of my yard, and there's another pear tree here. Now it's going to go in the permaculture area. And I also told you in one of the last videos that there used to be several apple trees up here, and before my time up here they produced and did well. By the time I got up here, they were on the way down, and they aren't there anymore. So there are 2 apple trees there as well that are a variety that is good for this area. And like I said, they came from this area. They came from stock from this area, so they ought to do well, and they ought to take off. The other one is actually something for my wife. She loves flower-winged dogwoods, and you know, they are beautiful during a certain part of the year, and so I got her one of those too. Now it doesn't do us any good as far as food production goes, but you know, for her, she wants a little bit of color out here and those kind of things, and that'll provide that at certain times of the year. But I did also want to show you, I know this kind of looks like a mess in this bucket down through here, but inside this bucket there are probably 20, somewhere between 20 and 25 blueberry shoots. And this is where I get my blueberry shoots every year from my dad's place. And his blueberry bushes put these shoots up every year, and they are kind of in his way from being able to cut his grass and do what he needs to do. So this time of year, every year I go down and get some. I've never gotten this many. He he saved these for me, and we dug them this morning, and I'm getting ready to go put them in the ground now. And just going to show you a few of them. Now, I know that this big tall thing here doesn't look like much, but to be honest with you, some of the best blueberry bushes I have, he brought to me with just basically a stick like that. It doesn't have, as you can see here on the bottom, this is the main part of the root, and there's not much there to it. But some of the strongest blueberry bushes I have that came from him looked just like that. So there's some like that that are very tall, and then there's some that already are branching out and look more like what you would buy at the stores. You can already see that they're starting to bud out. So I'm gonna get them in the ground as quickly as possible, and that'll take off as well. Then some of them are very small. You can see this little cluster here, the one main root, a few little small roots, but these three little clusters. And when I first started transplanting them, it bothered me that my some of my roots, that as I was digging them, they didn't have much to them other than something that looks very similar to that. But guys, I'm telling you, those will take off. You can see the little small roots off to the side. And here where I live, with the acidic soil that we have, good growing conditions for blueberries, and of course they're not going to make fruit this year or probably next year, either one. And you know, a lot of times with store-bought stuff, it takes several years to get it. But I have actually transplanting little bushes just like this that come off my dad's big trees, or big blueberry bushes down there that produce so much that I've told you about in the past. Usually by the second or especially the third year, I do start getting some off of them, and then they just take off from there. Even something, this was one that we didn't mean to cut off that short. It just, the shovel hit it before we knew it, but you can see it's got a lot of growth up top. It's already starting to bud out on the ends, and believe it or not, that piece of root right there, I'm going to plant them up to where it was in the ground, not very deep. They'll do that. They'll go deeper on their own. But after I dig a hole and loosen the dirt around it, and then fill it back up and water them in, guys, believe it or not, that's going to take off, and we'll grow a beautiful blueberry bush that in the years to come will provide us food. We eat a lot of them. They're obviously wonderful for you, and you know, they're just good in every way. And the also, hopefully sometime in the future, you never know, it could be a profitable business at some point. So you can see there's another one that was cut off pretty short, but believe me, I'm telling you, I've put them in the ground with even less root than that, and they have taken off. It stunts them just for a little while, and then they will take off and go. So I just wanted to bring that to you real quick and show you what we got going on here. And like I said, the storm is coming in, and it won't be long. Just looked at the radar, and so I'm kind of under the gun to get that done. And so I'm going to get these fruit trees in the ground. I'm going to especially try to get these blueberries. The fruit trees may have to wait. They're packaged in a way that they'll be okay for a little while. I can do them after this front comes through. But the blueberries, I need to, especially since I don't have them wrapped in wet newspaper or something like that, I need to go ahead and get them in the ground. So that's my next project, and that's what I'm working on. And you know, good things are coming in the future with all these improvements that we're making step by step. But anyway, I'm gonna let you go. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. And I appreciate each and every one of you that come back every time and visit with me. And until next time, this is James from Butler Farms, and I'll see you.